Back in the early mid 90s, I came up with a concept. It was shortly out after college, and I had an idea of becoming a journalist, and I was writing a lot of short stories at the time, and I hit up Ron and I said, hey, maybe we could jointly write a book. And it was the working title of it was Kismet, and it was actually a planet called Kismet. It was a crazy sci-fi idea with bionuclear lizards and stuff. It was, the thought concept of guys that watch a lot of sci-fi. Um,
And so the thing on this one was we would do a chapter back and forth, and I had writer's block one day when Chris sent me back his chapter, and I'd already fast forwarded to the book being written and turned into an epic science fiction movie. And so I sat at my keyboard at my dad's house and tinkled around with what the theme melody could be like, and that's where that sort of riff came from. Originally written on piano, much slower, much sort of tinklier, and then the idea just kind of sat idle. And then Chris showed up at practice once. He's like, "Hey, I transcribed it to guitar with a lot of distortion," and we said, "Hey, that's pretty cool." And then came up with completely different thematic lyrics for it, which I think you wrote verse one.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting that that he had been toying around with lyrics for the melody as a side project without me knowing about it. Well, at the same time, I was working on it, so it was just sort of this catchy riff that we both kept playing over the course of 20 years.
Yeah.
I actually used it as a project in music theory class at Framingham State College. I played that on piano and sort of embellished it out a little bit. Some of it made it into the song, some of it didn't, but sort of a story that came together over the course of a long time.
I think the key word is if you got a good riff and you can't turn a good song, just keep at it, because it's could be 20 years later where it works.
And I could haunt this trail forever. One step I'll